Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, new BNTU president commits to tackling state of classrooms, BDF soldier dies in motorcycle accident in the south, and Hugo Pat says he remains with Shine executive. We take our first break and return with the news in detail. MarKeisha Young. After conducting her first tour of schools countrywide, National President of the Belize National Teachers Union, Nadia Martin-Caliz, decried the state of some facilities. She spoke about it at the beginning of October while addressing another matter, and today when we caught up with her at an event, she told us she will take it upon herself to tackle this issue.
There's an issue that bothers me a lot, though, the working conditions of our teachers within those classrooms. Rat bats, termites and all that, broken windows, water, no portable water, or water that is not safe to drink. Our teachers, some of our teachers are working under some horrible conditions. So that's the next area that we'll be tackling, sitting with management and seeing how we can partner. Because again, my leadership is about partnership. It's not about you attacking me and me attacking you, but let's look at what the problem is and how we can solve it. Over the years, the BNTU has been what you call a force to reckon with. We're still a force to reckon with, but we now realize it's important for us to dialogue. In 2024, we need to dialogue. We made attempts to dialogue in the past, and I can tell you from my experience, we were not treated with respect. And so you found us on the street multiple times. Today, up to this point, we are treated with far more respect, and we appreciate that. And I'm happy that today Chief Gongora is out there so the teachers can touch base with her directly. That's a very bold move and I said to them, guys, we need to change education. The union is here to ensure that we change education, that we provide a solution to the challenges. And there are a lot. There are a lot. So this is happening countrywide. Yes.
How significant, though, must be the capital injection? And I imagine that's going to require assistance from the government to get those classrooms upgraded.
To be quite honest with you, let me say this. Managements have the responsibility, the legal responsibility for those schools to ensure that they provide resources that the teachers need and to fix the infrastructure. What some managements have done over the years is that they have passed that responsibility on to the teachers, and that has created a lot of stress. And some are still not living up to their obligations. So from the BNTU end, we don't have the monies, but our discussion when we meet is for us to look at the schools, their needs, and so we can partner. So if partnership means government coming on board to assist with that, then fine. If partnership means getting a business to adopt a particular school, we're willing to do that. We're willing to work with them. But we can no longer have teachers in 2024 working under conditions that I can relate to back in '93 when I started teaching. And we can no longer have some of our managements ignoring their responsibilities. And if they're having a hard time, then let us know. Let's see if we can work together and get it done.
After the Belize National Teachers Union held a press conference to notify that over 130 teachers had not been paid in September, some of them for up to 5 months, the Ministry of Education issued a statement providing an update that all cases were being addressed. It also pointed out, though, that the BNTU had only forwarded a list of 99 teachers affected and that there were some duplicates and a few who had already been paid. Today, we asked the BNTU president to provide an update.
For the BNTU, it's not about numbers. It's about the fact that teachers worked and were not paid, and we wanted them to be paid. If the ministry wants to take that angle, we are not going to entertain it, but we stand by our 130. We went back through our listing, and there were indeed 3 persons who were paid because we brought over 3 that had increment issues, and it was attached to our listing. So we stand by our numbers, plus 122 teachers being paid. We said 130 teachers plus not being paid. And we were not saying that, the point is we don't want to get caught up in numbers because then that will take away from the key issue, which is teachers working and not being paid. And this has been the trend. I heard the minister's response when it comes to the modernization of the system. We welcome that. But that is not a valid reason for teachers over the years not being paid. The Constitution is clear. You work, you should be paid. So they need to look at what is in place. And I have to commend them, though, on looking at what is in place to ensure that the teachers right now who are still waiting are paid by October. And we, too, we are watching that. We are watching that.
Okay, so they've said that everyone had responsibility. Teachers, management, BNTU, in getting the submission of our documentation, and I know there is an element of that, but what about the aspect of needing the system to be modernized? And the minister said, well, because we're doing that and digitizing everything and inputting all the data, there were some hiccups.
One thing I will tell you, this BNTU will do its research. What needed to happen after we had the agreement with them that teachers will not be removed from the system? Somebody failed to provide the Treasury Department with that information. And so Treasury did not know, so they went with the old system. That's what basically happened. Now, after we discovered what really happened, I said to the CEO, Mayor, that somebody gave the union comfort corn. Because after giving us that answer, we loved it, we shared it with membership, but there was no following up. Why? I don't know. I'm not going to accuse them of being vindictive or spiteful. Sometimes you have a lot of work and you cannot get it done, and I understand all of that. But nobody provided that entity with the agreement, and that's what transpired. So we're happy, because I have to emphasize that they realize that and that they're correcting it, because correcting it is paramount. Sometimes we harp onto the negative energy too much. I like to look at the solution, the solution, the solution. So I'm commending them on the solution. Now those, and I agree with the responsibility aspect. The teacher had a responsibility, if the teacher was asked for documentation, to provide that to the ministry or to the management. The management had a responsibility to send that to the ministry. The ministry had a responsibility to go through the 1,001 files before them to ensure that those persons get paid. So all three entities had a responsibility, and all three entities messed up.
In the case of increments, the president told us they had agreed on timelines to resolve the non-payment of increments for teachers who were due their last year. Also, the new round of increments started this September.
My discussion with the ministry personnel is that we will now focus on everything increment. That has nothing to do with the frozen increments. I want to make that clear. So those who are owed increments from 2015, we found 2016, 2017, the years that were not frozen. A lot of our teachers are not on the right pay scale because of that. We will be addressing that with the ministry. Everything increment between now and December, the latest January. And between January to June, we're looking at the teachers who have to sign contract every year, appointments. The issues are huge. It's a lot. So we're tackling them like two at a time, so we can solve them. All we ask is for our membership to have a little patience and for the ministry to stand by its commitment.
A BDF soldier identified as Gennaro Chet Jr. died Monday night, that is, after he crashed with a pickup truck while on a motorcycle. The incident occurred at around 6:30 p.m. near Jacintoville in an area that is not well lit and lacks proper road signage. Honorable Hugo Pat, the United Democratic Party's second deputy leader on the Bar Executive, today had a statement issued to indicate that he continues to serve as the duly elected first deputy party leader and member of the National Executive and Leadership Team alongside leader Honorable Shine Barrow, Chairman Michael Verfeet, and Deputy Chairman Alberta August, elected at a national party convention held on August 13, 2023. Pat entirely disassociates himself from the Unity Convention held by the Alliance for Democracy on Sunday and notes that he will continue to work and advocate for the party. Honorable Tracy Panton, who leads the AFD and who was established as interim leader after the Unity Convention, says they are open to uniting the party. As things stand within the United Democratic Party, Honorable Moses Shine Barrow continues to call himself leader of the party, while Honorable Tracy Panton calls herself interim leader following the events of this past weekend. Today, Barrow reacted to what transpired at the Unity Convention held on Sunday by the Alliance for Democracy led by Panton. He questioned the legitimacy of the event.
I'm very grateful and I am very optimistic as to the way forward when it comes to the United Democratic Party. What we witnessed on Sunday was an Alliance for Democracy Party event that did include UDP supporters. I will accept that. As far as the delegates, we have seen PNP people interviewed by your good station, or people that were not UDPs admittedly in the interview that were alleged to be delegates. But when I say grateful and optimistic, I'll tell you why. I always maintained to you that I had 18 to 19 standard bearers. None of those standard bearers went to that event. Maybe one or two of their delegates went, but I believe it says a lot that none of them attended. And that gives me hope and optimism as to the way forward, because it shows that my colleagues believe in me. It shows that all the lies by Patrick Farber, who doesn't even live in Belize, he lives in the States. He comes in, engages in his torched, scorched earth tactics, and then he leaves. But the fact of the matter is, the narratives that have been spun about me, the lies that have been told about me, if that is in fact how people felt, that would have been the day that you would have seen maybe at least half of the 18 go, but not one of them. Then you go to people like Mayor Trapp, who not only did not go, but said that he did not believe in what they were doing and that he did not find it to be legit. Bernadette Fernandez, who supported Tracy in 2022, and so many others, Delroy, Alberta August. Listen, if Alberta August would have appeared on that stage, then we would be having a different conversation. I'm very grateful and I am very optimistic as to the way forward when it comes to the United Democratic Party.
After the break, Heritage Bank experiences interruption of service. Stay with us. notice late this afternoon informing customers that they are experiencing an unplanned interruption of service. Customers had been complaining that the bank's ATM have not been functioning since at least Monday. According to the notice issued by the bank, this interruption of service is due to their recent system upgrade and that the company's overseas service providers are working hard to get the matter fixed. It promised to provide customers with an update before the end of the work day today. We're told that most banks in the country do experience service interruptions. They just tend to be usually planned ahead of time. During the recent floods as a result of the passage of Tropical Storm Nadine over Belize this past Saturday, teachers and students would have been impacted. Hence, they could not make it to school. The Ministry of Education put out a notice to school managements to be understanding of their situation and to not penalize students and teachers for absence or tardiness related to these conditions. Today, BNTU President Nadia Martin Kaliz told us she appreciated that show of support and consideration.
I have to again thank the ministry because for the first time I'm looking at a memo which shows love and concern for others. Meaning if a teacher lives in a community that is flooding, but where the school is situated there is no flood, the principal or the school leader should not ask the teacher to fill out a form. Please take into consideration, and I quote, the sensitive situation that the teacher or student is going through. They should not be penalized. Thank God the BNTU has been saying that for years. Again, solution, people, solution. So I want to thank the ministry for hearing our cries, because when we meet behind closed doors, everybody is not there, but I ensure that they get a sense of the reality. And what I'm seeing from them right now is that they're working in the direction in which I would love them to work, solution to the challenges.
Leaders from various ethnicities across Belize met this morning at the Sir Colville N. Young building in Belize City to discuss the formation of an Indigenous Peoples Network. Their representation from the Mayas, Garinagos, and Creoles from various parts of the country for vying perspectives. Plus, they want more to join. Cynthia Ellis, one of the organizers, spoke of what the movement is about.
I am the one of the people called to have this gathering today, and this gathering is to present the indigenous voices, the people whose voices that are often not heard, you know. And so the thing is that these people have for long been living on these lands and in these communities, and they have woken up sometimes and seen different projects and programs that are being developed in our space, and we have not been involved in the planning and implementation of these projects. So we are just presenting ourselves as nature does. Plants recommend themselves, and these plants say, here I am to participate in my own development.
Rodney Avila, a youth ambassador, spoke of the work he does and the importance of involving the youth.
Well, basically, it's something beautiful because now people who are behind the scene can be speaking out to the country and to the world, because they've been through a lot of stuff behind the scene and no one sees them. So now, like how the Indigenous Network is formed, now we have a different perspective of watching on different cultures, right? So we can learn from each other and build our culture better than before. And what I do in Toledo is mobilize youths by singing, drumming, and forming, right? So mobilizing them in that form is changing the morale of the youths on the street. They're getting chance, but we can be productive and expand in the village or in the town.
If you would like to join the Indigenous Peoples Network, they can be contacted at 660-7675. The Belize National Teachers Union today conducted a mini fair for teachers from the Belize district so they could access services from several departments, including income tax, the Social Security Board, the Lands Department, and the Ministry of Education at one location. First-time landowners who are teachers were able to collect their land titles at the clinic. Similar BNTU educational fairs and branch meetings are being held at other parts of the country.
What happened is that since taking office, teachers have brought to our attention a series of issues with CPD hours, not being able to get a hold of the persons within the Ministry of Education when it comes to salary review. That's a major issue. Wanting to view their files. We've also had issues of income tax, and the income tax issue is a major one. For years, some of the managements have not been reconciling, so it's difficult for our teachers to get their TD4 and do what it is that they need to do where their tax issues are concerned. So what we have done is that we have invited all the entities that are connected to the challenges that our teachers are faced with, so they can get first-hand information from them, and then we have internet here so they can hook up to their system and get whatever information that they need, so they don't have to ask for a day off apart from today, you know. We've also have those who want to construct their new homes, have been getting time off, going to Bamapan, unable to get the land. There are those who did fill out, no response. The Lands Department is here in its entirety. Everything that you need to do or you need to do in Bamapan, the teachers can get it done here. So those who are new applicants, they're applying. They can get a lot because when we look through the documentation at the Minister Hyde, he assured us that our teachers will be able to get those lands. And those who applied before and didn't get an answer, they provided us with their NAS number, and they also have a land now. So a number of our teachers will walk away from here today with a lot number that they can actually apply for property with. In fact, you get documentation for property right away. So they just need to pay and then have something in your name.
Wow. So this is a clinic of different services.
Different services. We want to empower our teachers. My leadership, I'm marking it with stellar service and solution to problems. And that the only way I can do that is if my teachers communicate with me, and then I look for the different entities to assist us in solving it.
After the break, court orders $760,000 in compensation for families of BDF soldiers who died in helicopter crash. Stay tuned.
Take a deep breath. You feel that energy coursing through your body? That's because
The government of Belize has been given 60 days to pay compensation totaling an estimated $760,000 for the deaths of BDF corporals Ronaldo Chacon and Yasser Mendez, who died while on duty in a helicopter crash on February 27, 2020. They were along with Major Adrian Ramirez and Ranford Bizer, whose family settled with the government out of court. However, represented by their attorney Audrey Matura, the families Mendez and Chacon felt they could have litigated for what was deserved. The judge was asked to take into consideration loss of life, expectance, and future potential earnings. The judgment was handed down October 11th by High Court Justice Twanda Hondora. On Friday in Bromopan, the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, or 5Cs, unveiled a new logo after sporting the previous logo for some 19 years. The 5Cs has been instrumental in regional efforts to reduce climate change, vulnerability, and enhance resiliency in CARICOM countries. The organization highlights that the rebranding does not reflect a change in their goals. Lead communication specialist Danielle Decoteau Campbell shared more on the rebranding.
New logo exemplifies or showcases the vibrancy of the region, the dynamism of the region. We are a very dynamic and colorful people, and so now you see we have 5 colors that are strategically placed in the form of a C. We have the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, and the aqua, a turquoise color. So the logo represents our dynamism and what makes the Caribbean unique, our vast ecosystem, our flora and fauna, and most importantly our people, our Caribbean people who we serve in the 15 member states that we're called to serve in CARICOM. And so today's reveal is exemplary of what we do and a reminder of the people that we serve and who we are here to serve in ensuring that we have the response necessary for the impacts of climate change across the region.
Miss Universe Belize 2024, Halima Hoy, today departed the country en route to Los Angeles. There, she will do her final preparations ahead of the Miss Universe 2024 pageant. The pageant will be held in nearby Mexico City, with preliminary competitions scheduled for November 14th and the pageant final for November 16th. Hoy said she believes she is ready and spoke about what the next few weeks will entail.
Has been incredible. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, but it's also a testament to hard work and dedication and how transformative change can be once you really put 100% of what you have. Not only myself, but my team, they have been very instrumental in the individual that I've become today, because I am a completely new person, someone who's ready to take on an important role such as the Miss Universe title, and someone who's ready to, represent my country to the fullest. So these next few days are going to be about the finishing touches. I'm going to have an evaluation with the rest of my team in LA and my walk coach, and I'm also going to be doing the final preparations, and then I go to Mexico. So that's going to be like another week and a half. But once I get there, I'm mentally prepared, and that's one of the biggest things. You can be physically prepared, you can have all the outfits, all the beautiful things, but you have to be mentally prepared for any challenges that come your way, to think quick on your feet, and I think that I'm in the right headspace for those challenges.
Hoy said that she is proud of the community work she has been able to do during her reign so far, especially with her advocacy, which centers on health and fitness.
I've always wanted to work with NGOs and these different ministries to expand my passion for health and fitness, and I've been fortunate to work as a champion for children with UNICEF and partner with the Ministry of Health and Wellness with their Wellness Week activities, and I look forward to a bright future with them. So I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing right now, because that is my sole purpose, is to make a change in the communities, especially like the ones where I grew up, where we didn't see a lot of advocates for health and fitness. So I am grateful for all the doors that Miss Universe Belize has opened for me.
Hoy calls on Belizeans to attend the pageant final inside the arena that is CDMX, adding that seeing Belize's flag en masse in the audience would be a massive boost.
It would mean the world to me, because I have been saying this over and over again, like, this title is not about me, it's about my country and what, how well I can represent our people, our strength, our intelligence, our poise, and our passion, our friendliness. So I want to see those flags in the crowd because I want them to know that this is a reflection of you. You are a part of my journey, and I am a part of yours. We are neighbors with Mexico, so I'm looking forward to looking out there. I don't know if I can keep my composure if I see all those flags. I might get a little bit emotional on stage, but it's definitely going to be a huge boost to my confidence knowing that I have my country behind me, which I know I do. But seeing it, it's going to be something different.
Belizeans generally love having an input when it comes to the national costumes that our international beauty ambassadors wear during this competition in international pageants. For Miss Universe, it's a separate competition that does not affect the scores for advancing in the semifinals. However, it is a competition that most countries put their all into to win. It's all for bragging rights. And Belize is no different. Ahead of Miss Universe Belize, Halima Hoy's departure today, the Miss Universe Belize organization revealed the national costume. It's Schwankil and pays homage to the Maya Deer dance. It is also with the words help and hashtag climate action to highlight the effects of climate change and the need for action. Hoy spoke more of the national costume.
So Schwankil, the Mayan deer dance, is a very traditional and well-respected part of the Mayan culture. And we had the submissions, we had done a competition so that different artists in Belize, we wanted it to be a 100% authentic Belizean costume. And they submitted their designs, we got a lot of amazing ones, but of course Schwankil caught the attention of the Belizean population and also the organization. They got the most votes and we chose that one because it has such a deep meaning and it respects one of our ethnic groups here in Belize, and we are just so excited about how it came out, exactly like we envisioned it, and even more beautiful in person. So you guys you're in for a treat when you see me on stage with that costume.
Diario de Yucatan is reporting that the Mexican government is reportedly negotiating with their Guatemalan counterparts to connect the Yucatan Peninsula Tren Maya network to Petén. The Mexican government would like Tekal to be part of the train network, whose main goal is to link Mayan attractions in the region by train for easier access by tourists. Guatemalan President Bernardo Arevalo confirmed the negotiations and revealed that the Mexican government is considering two options to connect Flores-Petén. One option is to connect directly from Mexico via Tabasco, and the other route would be through Belize and connecting Petén with Chetumal-Quintana route. The talks between the governments of Belize and Mexico regarding connecting Belize to the Tren Maya network had only discussed branching into Belize from Mexico to include Belize's northern border at Santa Elena Corozal. Further talks between Belize and Mexico are expected following Guatemala's interests in being connected. The Mexican government is expected to begin its first technical level meetings in the next few days with the Mexican experts to discuss the plan on connecting Belize and Guatemala. Arevalo said at a recent press conference that he was assured that the section through Guatemala would not affect protected areas and that the routes and roads already in existence would be used. It is expected that the same would be true Belize, should all three countries come to an agreement on that route. And the Scouts Association of Belize boasts a membership of over 800 across the country. Unfortunately, there is not a Toledo chapter, but the hope is that one can be revived soon. The association is seeking for adult volunteers to join and help guide the youth, and in the process gain valuable experience. National Scouts Executive Roberta Lopez spoke about the association offers the youths and what the process is to apply to be an adult volunteer.
So what we do is basically we teach our children life skills. Life skills not only in the classroom, not only outdoors, but holistically, where the child knows how to express himself or herself in a safe space.
And then talk about the membership of the Scouts.
Okay, so our membership is growing. Currently, we are 800 plus Scouts, and that goes from Corozal all the way to Dangriga. We have not reached the south as yet. We lost the south a couple years ago due to COVID, but we're working on getting them back on board.
And what are the qualifications for children to join?
Well, the qualifications for children to join is not really much. Once you are registered in school, you are between the ages of 7 and 21. You can join the Scout Association Belize. You fill out an application form. You pay your $10 for the year, and you start your journey in the Scout Association of Belize. And if you're over 21, then you become an adult leader, and you go through formal training as well through the different levels that we have in our training scheme, and from there then you become fully trained to work with these young people. Right now we do see a little problem with volunteerism because adults don't want to really volunteer their time again, but we're trying to work around that to see how best we can get our teachers back involved, and it's a conversation that we need to have with the Ministry of Education as well, so that they can get at least these contact hours while they are doing Scout activities. Well, actually, to be a Scout leader, all we require is 1 hour of your time every other Saturday. Not much. 1 hour every other Saturday, and you can come and be part of this great movement where you will learn a lot, and not only learn a lot, but you will experience a lot of adventures that you have never done in your life. For example, rappelling, for example, cave tubing, learning different knots, different lashings. You can make a chair without using nails, without a hammer. So come on board, join us.
If you would like to volunteer, the Scouts Association of Belize can be contacted at 227-721 or 610-0346. And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am MarKeisha Young. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.